Hi everybody, Dirk once again. Welcome to the Dungeon Laboratory. Made a little bit of progress here. Well, actually a bit of progress. It took a little bit of effort to get this board. I've got a glove on. I'm not trying to handle this too much because I got a contact cleaner on here and they're really dirty. Anyway, it took a little bit of effort to get this out of the case. I located a few screws and whatnot. The screws were on the bottom. Yeah, didn't realize that at first. But, looking around, found the screws. So if you ever come across one of these radios, screw here, two extra screws here for the transformer, and it slips out. You just have one knob for the tuning capacitor, and then there's two more slider knobs for the slider switches. These are actually pretty cool here. It's got two sliding resistors here. We believe one is for the volume and one is for the tone control. Pretty cool. However, I kind of find this, I hate to say this because it's German radio, me being the German guy. It's a bit cheap. The outside of the case is quite nice, but the inside is all this particle board, as you can see. It's quite, yeah. It's all particle. Yeah, plastic, but it's not bad. But then you get to this bit here. And this is like the front plate where the dial string assembly is on. It feels a bit cheap and not very nice. It's got one, I believe that's a brass knob there for tuning, which comes to this bit right here, which fits onto the actual tuning capacitor right here in the front, where you have your little wheel right there. It's actually quite a nice little tuner. I don't know how well I could do this. I'm trying to free it up. The problem is, it wasn't the assembly. The assembly's fine. It's intact. It's still tight. There's nothing wrong with it. So the problem was the tuner. It was, yeah, I was pretty much stuck. So I went in there with a little bit of contact cleaner, and I'm just turning it back and forth right now. It's not very fun to turn it back and forth. This little bit here in the front, that's why I have these gloves on. That's actually it's a lot better now. It wasn't even doing that before. Because these little points are sharp, because they basically, there's a groove on the wheel that slides into here. I thought this was pretty interesting. I'm trying to handle my camera and not touch it with this glove. Oh, you guys can see that. Just watch that little bit there. I quite like this. There's a little bit here that slides onto these. They turn it a bit differently. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. I have a few of these capacitors. I use them in my homebrew kits. I thought this was quite interesting. So I'm just going to working it back and forth. I'll put a bit of oil in here. Hopefully that'll help out some more. Some 4-in-1. I'm just trying to loosen it up right now. That's about it. I'll go through the switches. Probably give them just a little spray of contact cleaner. That's about it. And it's pretty interesting. Yeah, board here. A little bit of a vintage transistor technology going on. You can smell it. It was actually really, really dusty in here, so I cleaned all the dust out and lightly cleaned the board. I usually use paintbrushes like this. This is a coarse tip, and I have a finer tip. There's all the IF coils here. Yeah, I should probably use my phone. They're just kind of hanging in the breeze. There's no can on top of them, plus all the fine wires coming out of this tuning, ferrite, or the tuner basically. Just gotta be very, very, very careful. So I gotta clean a little bit more here. Check these dial lights. I think they're still in order. Somebody was in here before. I don't know. Well, I could hang on. Just a second, guys. All right. Let's see if I can flip this around really quick and show you. Somebody was in here before, because I noticed there was fresh solder. You can see that wire that's right there. That's fresh. Well, fresher. I'm not quite sure when somebody was in here, but they had, removed basically the same points as what I had removed. I left this large twin blue wire on here that's coming from the transformer to turn the radio on and off and whatnot. Yeah, somebody was in here, so I'm not quite sure. There's a heat shield on this IC. That heat shield right there, and looks like one leg of it goes over to this large plane that's over here, and it could be a ground plane. I'm not sure what that's doing exactly. Could be the case. But yeah, anyway, other than that, pretty much everything else here is original, from what I can see. Yeah, sorry, I'm doing this with my left hand. I can't really hold the camera. Ugh. Yeah. Other than that, as I said, I'll go through it, check a few things, check these electrolytics, see if they're good still. Nothing really else I would consider changing. These are all good foil capacitors, polystyrenes, all quite nice. I'll put the lid back on here. Yeah, when it's all together, I'll give it a power up, and I'll be back and show you guys what it sounds like. Just on the FM, I don't have these type of connectors here. I'm not sure if I need them or not. I got to look at the service manual, because I believe this coil will do the AM, FM, and possibly the long wave. We'll see. I'll get back to you guys. But yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers, guys. Hey everybody, Dirk here. Welcome once again to the dungeon. I hope everybody's well. I just wanted to show my progress here before I head upstairs. It's getting kind of late, so I'm going to call it a night. I had to work a bit late today, so didn't have a lot of time to work on this radio. But good news is, this guy tunes once again. As you can see, oh yeah. I don't have the knob on here, so it's kind of hard to do it. But yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to do that too much because it's about sitting on a towel. But yeah, you get the gist of it. It tunes quite well now. This was all gunked up in here. Probably old oil mixed with quite a bit of dust. There was like a fine layer of dust here. At least 2 to 3 millimeters of dust. So I basically dusted all this off with my brush. I also did a cap change. I changed some caps here. Now, these ones weren't too bad. These ones right here. This one was sitting right here. And changed them out. I had to do a little interesting job there on these. I know you can't really see it. But basically what I did is I took some of this wire here. This is usually in a telephone cable, and this is like basically your earth connection that's in there. And I like using this to wire, to wire up my own circuits and whatnot on perf boards or copper, not copper clad, but holy boards with copper on them. But basically what I did is I just took a piece of wire like so, and I wrapped about, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 turns around it, and just made a little spring, a little coil, and basically would just slip that little coil on one of the legs of the capacitor, and slip on a piece of wire to lengthen it, and fix it down. It's pretty stable. I used a stiffer telephone wire to do these, and I bent this one over a little bit here. I didn't want it to be too close to the tuner here. The loop stick. So yeah, these three weren't too bad, but there were three here. These little plastic deals. Where are they? Where's one of them? These guys here. These are terrible. Weird capacitors. Plastic. They're crap. They're at least 100 to 200 microfarads over the rating. And this was like 100 microfarad at 16 volts, and it was reading at like 180, 190. yeah, I know that, you know, when capacitors read under their, you know, rated value of capacitance, that's, you know, it's bad. I'm not quite sure what it's like when it's that much over in the capacitance, but yeah, I changed them anyway, you know, so they're all gone. Got new good capacitors. I just changed 6 of them. It's just they're mostly in this area right here, which is for the amplifier IC, which is right here. Okay, this looks like, yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, other than that, I might go through and just check a couple of the resistors here just to see how they are, like the older carbon style ones, and just see, you know, it's a transistor circuit. It's not tube. I know tube's more forgiving than the transistor stuff. And this is probably my first vintage transistor radio to work on. So I figured I'll just go through and check some of the resistors and just make sure they're not crazy out of tolerance. And if they're not, you know, I'll just leave them all in here. I'll get it back in the case. I have to clean up the case still. I'll clean up all the knobs. I might polish this guy here a little bit more. It's pretty nice, but it was really finger smudgy, and there's still a bunch of schmegma in here. I'm going to clean this up really nice. And that's about it. Then I'll give it a power up and we'll check all the channels. I'll have a video for that, and we'll see how she sounds. I'm really interested because you know, I had another vintage transistor radio down here, but it was left outside for quite a while. Not for me. I you know, scavenged it, and it was missing quite a few pieces. And you know, I was like, oh, that'd be really fun to fix it, but there was just too much missing from it, so I'm scavenging it for parts. I might get some of the really good transistors out. I had shortwave features on it as well, so probably get some transistors. I got some really nice standoffs in here too. These are metal. So yeah, some good gear in here. So I'll definitely be scavenging things out of this. And just to show you guys, this is my little kit for the weekend. It's my little tube. Well, it's a hybrid radio, basically what it is. It's a single tube, and it's got a couple of transistors and a amplifier IC inside there. It's pretty cool. I probably won't end up building it in the box. I might do something a little bit different, so it's a little more presentable and user friendly. We'll talk more about that on the weekend when it's done. But it's pretty cool. It was about 23 euros, 24 euros. Pretty cool. I'm interested in putting this together. I like building cool kits, and yeah, it should be pretty fun. Yeah, that's progress so far. It's almost done. And as I said, I'll have a follow-up video, and we'll give a go through of the you know, well, what can I do? Let's see here: long wave, medium wave, short wave, and FM. So we'll go through all those features. Yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers, guys.